Your AccuWeather.com forecast, a spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport. The KEEL Morning Show with Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty.
Good morning. It's 3 past 6 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, and the KEEL app is a free download. Details on the way. Whew, I'm tired already. Erin has local news in just seconds.
Solar eclipse today. What? We'll have some tips for the best place to watch it.
How's about, never mind, I'll tell you later.
More Confederate statues taken down. We'll talk about that too. And some Cyport employees out on the picket line.
Confederate statues are not the only statues that are being vandalized and torn down. Now they are aiming at religious statues, specifically in California. Specifically, well, only the Catholics have the statues. Details on the way. Fletcher Sports, traffic, and weather all coming up this hour, and it's right here on KEEL.
KEEL Morning Report, now on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
It's E-Day, the solar eclipse today. Hopefully weather will cooperate for the millions of Americans who've been waiting to see it.
As we get into the middle part of the country, we do have a frontal boundary in place, and there's some showers and thunderstorms along that boundary are going to make it a little bit difficult as far as looking for clear skies, if you will, for the Kansas City area, for areas around Omaha into Kansas. That's where we expect some pretty good cloud cover.
Brian Hurley's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. The best time to catch the eclipse locally is at 1:17 p.m. For the best places to watch it, check out details at KEELnews.com. More Confederate-era statues taken down, this time at the University of Texas at Austin. Crews began working overnight, removing 4 statues, including a likeness of Robert E. Lee. In a statement posted online, the university president said violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, influenced the decision. A man dies in a car crash in Shreveport. Matt Parker with that.
Bobby Morris has died after rolling over his pickup truck on Jefferson Page Road. According to Caddo Sheriff's deputies, Morris was driving on Jefferson Page around 5 p.m. when he lost control of his truck, hit a ditch, and rolled over several times. Morris was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the pickup. Deputies say speed was a factor in the wreck. An investigation into the accident is ongoing. From 1017 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
A 2-year-old boy's been found unharmed after he was taken from a casino in Bossier City. Police say the mother of the child went into the Horseshoe and left the boy in an SUV with her boyfriend, Benjamin Ashcraft. When the mother came back, the SUV was gone. A few hours later, the boy and SUV were found in Shreveport. Police are still searching for the suspect. Police looking for answers in the death of a man in our community. The man's body was found in a parked car in the driveway of a home on Meriwether Road. A small group of folks gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Cyport due to the center's merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Matt Arundel, the organizer of the march, said it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Cyport workers would be laid off. Voter registration week begins today. Secretary of State Tom Shedler is encouraging you to take part. He says new voters and those who've just moved back in the state should register. He says you can register online at sos.la.gov, and the secure registration portal will walk you through it.
It's never been easier to register the vote with our online process. Louisiana was very innovative with that. I think we were the 3rd state in the country to implement that. So it makes it very simple and it's very secure.
Jerry Lewis epitomized what it meant to be a survivor in Hollywood through ups and downs in popularity, health troubles, and weight fluctuations, and the sorts of seismic shifts that take place over decades in the industry. Lewis always figured a way out to battle back, to reinvent himself. Well, Jerry Lewis has died. He was 91. And no Powerball winner over the weekend. The jackpot climbs to $650 million for Wednesday, the third largest in history. Partly cloudy, maybe a shower today. 94 for the high. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 9 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Ooh, Monday. Morning traffic. Here's Ruben.
It is once again the best time of day to get from A to B because everything is all clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Kings Highway and Uri Drive due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Erin Repair Kit McCarty. What are you trying to fix?
I'm tinkering with the fan.
That's what worries me. Don't lose a finger.
Yeah, no.
101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. It's 12 past 6 o'clock. Well, today it's finally here.
It's E-Day.
It's I don't think, and I'm just making a prediction now. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're going to see it.
Why?
I'm thinking you're going to sleep through it. You'll
No.
watch
I'm going to some parties.
at 2 in the afternoon.
No, I'm starting at like 11:40, and I'm just going to circle the city, and I'm popping in.
Okay.
If you're having a party, put it on my Facebook. I'm coming. If you got good food, put that too.
The peak eclipse time is 2:16.
1:16 our time.
Is it 1:16?
Yeah.
You're sure? I'd hate for you to miss it.
Absolutely positive.
Okay, because we're on daylight saving time, and you could be late for your own eclipse.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So are you really you got your glasses?
I have someone holding them for me. I'm not going to tell you anything about that because other people will go steal them because they're running out everywhere.
It's really?
Yes. Everybody's running out of glasses. You can't find them anywhere.
It's supposed to be cloudy and rainy today, isn't it?
Not really. It's
There's a
going to be
chance.
overcast. That's my question.
Okay, wait a second. It's supposed to be
Overcast.
which is
Not sunny.
Or clear.
or
That's
be-
my question. If it was a sunny day, would an eclipse make it look like an overcast day?
It would make it look like night.
Dark?
Yes.
Is it really going to be darkness?
Yes, you will notice.
Really?
The sun is covered up by the moon. The moon passes between.
Can't the sun rays go through the moon?
Not anymore.
See, we have an
The
astronomer
sun is-
on this morning, and
the-
I got a lot of questions for him. And they're
Well,
probably stupid questions.
Oh, there are no stupid questions. Just stupid people who
And
go to
you're
eclipse
gonna,
parties.
You're going to want to sit back and just kick up your feet and just go, God,
What time
I'm so
do we have
sorry.
this astronomer on?
God bless his soul, 710.
What time? What besides? And I'm intrigued by this. What weekend prep did you do in anticipation of the eclipse that you jotted down questions for an astronomer, other than to know that the sun passes between the Earth and the moon passes between the Earth and the
Well,
sun?
funny you should ask that. Because I took a scoop of Bluebell ice cream
Yes.
and I pretended it was the sun. Okay?
Earth swallows ice cream. Film
then
at
I-
11.
I froze some little chocolate balls and pretended they were the moon.
Right.
And I passed the chocolate balls in front of the Bluebell
Who's the camera on?
to see if I could still see the Bluebell.
Yes.
And I couldn't.
It's a miracle.
It's going to be just like that.
Exactly.
Just like my Bluebell and chocolate experiment.
Just not as much satisfaction at the end.
Wow.
Yeah. How many
And then when
times-
you squish
how
them
many-
all together,
How
oh,
many
man.
times did you conduct this experiment?
Oh, there were several because it screwed up a lot. It screwed up a lot.
Okay, so assuming for the moment that it's not going to be cloudy today.
Okay.
And there's a chance of cloudiness and intermittent showers, specifically rain about like yesterday, where it just moves in all of a sudden.
Yes.
And so the actual moon between the Earth and the sun should begin for us at about 9:30 this morning. Mm-hmm. And it'll wrap up at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. But at its maximum, about 78% of the sun will be covered by the moon today in Shreveport. Different parts of America, different percentages.
Yes.
The farther south and the farther north you go from, say, draw a line from Washington State down into South Carolina through
Yeah,
Georgia.
that
along,
diagonal is the
along
best spot.
that line.
People have been camping out and stuff. They have
It's-
traffic jams.
It's going to be about 100%.
My worry is this.
What?
I know his head in his hands again. This is probably our last.
Somehow, of all the things I'm going to miss being a 60-plus-year-old man,
Do you think this could be our last?
let me repeat what I
We
was
had
going
one
to
when
say.
we were little or younger.
I was in 6th grade, 5th or 6th. Let me reiterate, of all the things that one misses.
But
as
don't
a-
you think about that? You're like, people that I work with, they're going to see another one. I'm probably not.
No.
Does
No.
that trouble you?
Nuh-uh. No.
This is probably my last hurrah.
You're You're bringing me down, kid.
Oh, man.
So where will you be today so I'll know where not to go?
I'm going to be at some of the libraries I'm going by. I'm thinking I'm going to stop by the Remington. They're having a big E-party.
Do you have an invitation to that?
Heck no. Heck no.
Well, at
I'm just
least-
going to pop in on them.
At least you dressed for it.
The full list of all the local spots is at keelnews.com if you want to see where all the parties are.
Okay.
They're having several. And I know there's some private parties that I need invites to. So send that to me on my Facebook if you're having a big shindig.
Here's my prediction. She goes home. She falls asleep.
Oh, boy.
She naps through the eclipse.
After eating one of my eclipse balls, yeah.
And just like everything else, she watches it on videotape later this evening.
It is going to be streamed live. This is a first. NASA is streaming the video live It is going to be absolutely incredible. You can get to that right there on that post on our website, keelnews.com. The link to the NASA live stream is right there.
Okay, so tell me about the astronomer,
Dr. Cran Lucas is going to join us.
What's his first name?
Cran.
Cran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like cranberry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's going to be joining us after 7. He's going to tell us everything you want to know about an eclipse. You know, maybe we'll even let people ask him questions. I don't know.
Even more than the valuable information you've passed along to us in this segment.
I have some tough, hard-hitting questions for him.
18 past 6 o'clock, 1017 FM, 710.
Like, where's the Earth going to be during this?
17. And what happens tonight? 18 past 6 o'clock, traffic and weather update next on KEEL. Good morning. It's 19 past 6 o'clock. KEEL traffic. Here's Ruben.
Looks like I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now. But look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 eastbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Good morning. It's 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Time for sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The Saints snapped a 10-game preseason losing streak with a 13-7 win over the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. New Orleans rookie running back Alvin Kamara burst through a hole on the left side created by rookie tackle Ryan Ramczyk on the team's first play from scrimmage and darted 50 yards for the touchdown. Will Lutz added a pair of field goals, and the Saints defense was stellar throughout the game to notch the win. That Dennis Allen D held the Chargers to 158 yards in total offense, racked up 8 sacks, and recorded a whopping 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Saints stalwarts Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Adrian Peterson were all held out at the game. The Rangers are now 2.5 games out of the wild card race after losing to the White Sox Sunday 3-2. Rougned Odor's 2-run homer in the ninth was all the offense that Texas could muster. And the Astros made 2 errors on one play in the top of the first that resulted in 2 Oakland runs, and that helped the A's avoid a sweep against the Astros with a 3-2 win. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Good morning, 622, 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. You can download the KEEL app. It sounds pretty darn good. And it's free, presented by Office Furniture Source. Okay, so city council meetings themselves are on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, they have what's called a work session the Monday before. the
Okay,
main
which
meeting.
is like today.
Yes, to hash out, what's coming up tomorrow.
And one of the things they're going to be working on today is this like phase one, step one of the mayor's idea to come up with $30 million to build a downtown arena as part of an attempt to procure for the city of Shreveport an NBA minor league team. That would be, we would be a
G-League team.
a farm team, if you will, for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Right.
And there's about how many cities left in the running? About
I think six.
Six
maybe,
or
yeah.
eight, maybe, and I guess we are among them. Unlike a Toyota plant, but that's
we
another...
made the first cut, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the plan today?
The plan today is to ask the city council to approve a measure that would allow the city to borrow the money, the $30 million,
Borrow the money
to build the arena. I believe that's the deal, yeah.
to put the city $30 million more in debt, or would this be like a bond issue? Would this?
I think they're talking about a bond issue. I'm not sure. I'm not completely.
So
up
evidently,
to
we need
speed.
a Shreveport City Council person.
Yeah, we'll grab one of them
to
this morning.
explain this to us.
Definitely.
So I guess the first question would be: do we need $30 million in debt? Do we need it? Well, when the proposal was first made, the question was: do we need a $30 million arena downtown?
Right.
And my question always was: if you've got maybe what do they play? Let's say a 60-game schedule. I don't know for sure, but let's say there's 30 games there a year. Then I said, what do you do the other 336 days? 335 days.
Yeah, that's the truth. And
the explanation
there
was,
are lots of events that would use it.
Okay, like what?
There's cheer competitions.
So basically for conventions and meetings and things like that,
You could do local sporting events. You could do wrestling there.
you're competing against yourself for a lot of the conventions and meetings and groups that would come to this new arena that would normally be at the convention center.
No, because see, the convention center is a higher price tag and it costs more.
How many days a year is the convention center being used?
Ooh, I don't know. Don't know. No clue.
And already, aren't we asking for more money, or isn't the city saying they need more money to the roof? Was it the convention center or the hotel? I forget now.
The convention center needs a new roof.
Okay, and it ain't that old.
Nope.
And obviously, we don't have the money, or we're not making the money from the convention center, that we don't have to borrow money to fix the roof or come up with a plan to get the money to fix the roof. Okay? So look, the convention center is awesome. We were down there 3 days this weekend. A little on the chilly side, but that's, look, if they're not...
I was having hot flashes. I was having hot flashes.
Maybe that's why the thermostat was on 55.
Maybe
so.
so.
The point being, they go to meeting today to do what exactly? To work up a plan or a variety of...
To see if they even are going to bite. I mean, the mayor's got to get their approval to do this.
Does Miss Ollie go to the meeting today to pitch them on her idea?
Of course, yeah.
Or does Brian Crawford or one of her...
No, she'll be there in person. This is her.
Really?
Yeah, this is her dog is in this hunt, and she'll put the collar on it.
Okay, that didn't make any sense, but keep going.
Well, she's going to pitch it to them, how important this is to her.
This dog, she has a dog in this hunt, and she's going to put the collar on it.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Dogs have to have
Perfect.
collars.
I think Grits Gresham originally said that.
Can't go to the dog park without a collar.
No, exactly. So
You just don't know how many of the council members think it's a good idea. I'm sure there are going to be some that say we don't need to go into debt. Is this going to be a great return on our investment? I don't know. I'm not sure if it is. I'm sure there are going to be people that say we need a new roof on the convention center. Why aren't we doing that first? We need to take care of what we have first before we get new. There's going to be those folks.
My biggest
opinion.
question would be, what are you going to do? Look, here's what I know. CenturyLink Center is dark a lot more nights than it's lit up.
Yes. If I'm on the council, you pretend like you're a Miss Ollie.
Okay.
and you say,
I need $30 million. Want to build an arena. I'm sorry, it used to be called D League. Now it's G League. I want an NBA minor league team. It'll bring a lot of money to the city.
well, Mayor, I do think it's a great idea. I think it's a wonderful proposal. But before I'm going to be able to support you on this, and I really want to support you on this, I would like you to come back to me with a list of commitments from other groups that will use the arena, other than the Pelicans. I want to see that your team has gone out and secured, get a wrestling tournament, get a gymnastics tournament, get some other things that I know will be held in this event, so it's not dark 2/3 of the year.
So basically what you want her to do, pardon me, is sell dates to an arena yet to be built with a sales staff that has yet to be put together for events that have yet to be scheduled.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
628, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Erin has local news in just a couple of seconds and traffic and weather updates just moments away for Monday here on KEEL. Twenty-nine past 6 o'clock. Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Some supermarket lines were getting long in Missouri over the weekend because of today's solar eclipse. Lots of people trying to buy those special eclipse glasses that protect your eyes.
I'm actually pretty excited. I wasn't excited at first, but then everybody keeps talking about it, and now I'm kind of hyped up for it.
The solar eclipse will start in the Pacific Northwest and follow a diagonal straight path toward the southeast. Locally, the prime viewing time is 1:17 in the afternoon. You can get a full list of the best places to watch the eclipse on our website, KEELnews.com. Small group of people gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Cyport due to the center's merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Matt Arundel, who's the organizer of the march, says it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Cyport workers would be laid off, and the local children's museum would close after September 4th and not reopen until near the end of the year. A man has died in a car crash in Shreveport. Bobby Morris died after rolling over his pickup truck on Jefferson Page Road. The deputies say speed was a factor in the wreck. A missing boy is found. Matt Parker has that.
A 2-year-old boy has been found unharmed after he was taken from a casino in Bossier City. According to police, the mother of the child went into the Horseshoe and left the boy in the SUV with her boyfriend, Benjamin Ashcraft. When the mother came back, the SUV was gone. A few hours later, the boy and the SUV were found in Shreveport. Police are still looking for Ashcraft. If you know his whereabouts, call detectives at 741-8665. From 1017 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Shreveport police searching for answers in the death of a man in our community. His body was found in a parked car in the driveway of a home on Meriwether Road. Voter registration week begins today. Louisiana was one of the first states in the nation to implement an easy, convenient online portal. Tom Shedler says voters must register by September 13th to vote in the October 14th election. He says this week is also an opportunity to make sure your records are up to date.
Good time also to just check your records. I mean, you may have moved. Maybe because you haven't been really an active voter, you may find yourself in an inactive status. Register a voter may be getting mail returned from you.
Comedian Jerry Lewis has died. He was 91 when he passed away at his Vegas home. He was known for films like The Nutty Professor, as well as his Labor Day weekend telethon to raise money for muscular dystrophy. He and former partner Dean Martin also starred in the Colgate Comedy Hour back in 1950.
Well, because everybody dances, and I always go to parties. You see, Mr. Martin, I sit in the corner, and I don't dance with girls. They call me a wallflower. But if you teach me how to dance, then I'll go to a new party sometime next week, and I'll have all the girls. Boy, wow.
Lewis was surrounded by his family when he died. Preseason camp is over for the LSU Tigers, as today's the first day of school. Coach Orgeron says he has yet to name a starting quarterback. Now, in last Saturday's scrimmage, Danny Etling threw for 168 yards and 3 TDs, while true freshman Miles Brennan threw for 122 yards and a TD. Coach O on how the passing game improved during camp.
I think our play-action passing game has improved. Our ability to throw the deep ball has improved. We still have some work to do on our pass protection. Intermediate passing game is not where we want it to be yet, but it's getting better.
Cloudy today. We could see a shower popping up, 94 for the high. Right now, 76. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
ShreveportHelpWanted.com. Salutes.
.101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 635. Yes, ma'am.
I am totally bummed.
About what?
Because I was convinced.
You're very chatty this morning. Well, it is a radio talk show.
I was very convinced.
But trust me, there's days when she's not.
Yeah. Today I'm a little bit bummed, but I'm kind of excited because I knew Saturday night was my night. It was my night.
Yeah, for the
PB
lottery.
Yeah,
Powerball.
Powerball
The
was
PB.
Was $535 million.
Yes,
it
it
had
was.
grown from Thursday to Saturday. It grew from 510 to 545. I think there at the end, from 510 to 545 million.
Well, let me ask you this.
And
are you
now-
as convinced
Oh, yeah.
that Wednesday night is your night
Oh,
as
absolutely.
you were convinced that Saturday was your night, as you were convinced that Wednesday was your night, that you were convinced that Saturday was your night?
Yeah, I'm very convinced Wednesday is the night.
That you're going to win.
Here's why.
650
million right now. That's my other question is the sign on I-20, the digital sign showing the numbers.
Right.
It doesn't have enough room for another spot on it. So it only can go to 999 million, and underneath it says million. And this 650 is the third largest hit in history. We did have a 1.6 billion last year or whatever. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with that sign. But so it has to be one Wednesday.
That's your
which
biggest
means
worry?
it has to be me.
Yeah.
Because mark my words, I told you 630 million, right?
Yeah.
No, 650. 650 million. By Wednesday night, it's going to be upwards of 725. The jackpot will have climbed that much.
$750 million.
And Bill Gates can go in today and buy every combination of tickets, and it'll cost him $295 million.
I'd love to be behind that guy in line.
And he would have the winning ticket.
Well, yeah.
For $295 million, you have the winning ticket.
Not necessarily.
To $650 million.
Not necessarily.
You would have one of the winning tickets.
One of the winning tickets, but you would have to have the only winning ticket to make money if you bet all the numbers.
There could be three. Because it's going to be $700 million. You're going to spend $300.
Right.
You're going to split $700 million three ways.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's $250 million.
Yeah. And now you've lost money.
Now you've lost money.
Yeah.
But the chances of there being three winning tickets.
Remind me not to let you invest my cash for me.
Yeah, you got a point.
I bought you lottery tickets, but the return is awesome.
It is going crazy. It is absolutely going crazy from coast to coast. People are buying tickets that never should be buying tickets because I'm going to win.
It doesn't decrease your chances. The more tickets they sell has no effect on your chances of winning.
My odds are still 1 in 295
Whatever
million.
it happens to be, I have no idea.
Yeah. You know the good thing about this is, for Shreveport-Bossier, if you're listening, the good thing about this is when I do win...
You'll be gone.
No.
Truth right there, my friend.
No. I will give more away. I've already started the paperwork. I want you to know this.
We believe you.
On my charitable foundation.
We believe you.
And I'm going to give 100 charities each some cash.
Yeah.
Depending on how much I win, you'll have to submit a proposal to whoever my proposal boss will be, which I'll be hiring a proposal boss.
Of course you will.
At a salary of 100 G's. You want
Right
that
here.
job? Okay, Matt could be my proposal boss.
Grant Ryder Parker.
He's going to read all the proposals.
Uh-huh.
Then the best 100 charities will be getting a part of my cash. I actually wrote down a list of here's the things I want to support.
Oh, I believe you.
A lot of women's causes, a lot of things for kids, all that kind of thing.
Sure.
I'm working on the full package. Now, my grant dude will have to be, he'll have to find some office space and all that.
Not since the most recent election for anything have so many promises that will remain unfulfilled been made.
And I saw the mayor at GeekCon over the weekend, and I thought about it in just for a flash. I thought I could fund the new arena with my winnings.
The Erin McCarty Dome.
But I said no.
It's like Thunderdome.
It's not a charitable event. It's not a charitable organization.
Will be about 90 days after it's built.
The more you give... The more money you give to government, the more they ask for.
639, it's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and the soon-to-be-named Erin McCarty Jimmy Davis Bridge. Hey, there's two names on the one downtown. Traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and some clouds today with an afternoon thunderstorm around and a high of 94. Clear to partly cloudy, low 75 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
It is 642. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. There was a big Antifa rally in Boston this weekend. I'm having trouble with this. Luckily, there's somebody in this room with a really high IQ. In fact, a couple of them. But specifically you, who banner yourself constantly as the smartest person in the room, which when it comes to IQ tests, you've proven for nigh on 15 of our 20 years together that you are far more intelligent, nearly, according to the numbers, twice as intelligent as am I.
And most of the time, I'm just faking it in here.
Your IQ, according to the tests, is usually about, 129 or 130?
Close to 130,
Where mine, at least I'm consistent. I am consistently in the low to mid 80s.
Low 80s, yeah.
And people say that can't be true. I say the proof is in the pudding, my friend.
Yeah.
Or because I have an IQ of 84, I say the proof is in the pudding, but that's another story. So walk me through everything I'm about to ask, okay? Tell me what it is that the Antifa, the leftist, I would say anarchists, but I'll put that on the back burner for now, that the leftist Antifa groups want. What is it they want?
They want the monuments to come down.
Which monuments?
The Confederate monuments.
Okay, so
that's number one item.
Question number two. So when all the Confederate monuments are down, they'll be happy, and America will be a great place again.
No. They want to silence any white supremacist groups.
Okay, so who are those white supremacist groups, and who gets to define them?
They're calling them Nazis, etc.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Let's assume for the moment, which there are really Nazis and white supremacist groups. So once the Confederate monuments are down and the Nazis / white supremacists, who are somewhat ill-defined, as you were called one last week.
Right.
So once the Confederate monuments are gone and the Nazis / white supremacists / fascists are gone, then America will be a great place again, right?
No, probably not.
So then what?
Then they'll probably come after police. They'll probably come after
the monuments, after the Confederate monuments are gone.
They want Trump gone.
Is Trump a...
I don't know. They want Trump gone. That'll be one of their next items on their agenda.
Wait, that was a pretty big jump there. So really what this is about, it's not about Confederate monuments. It's not about Nazis. What you're telling me is it's about the guy in the White House. And that they are willing to set fire to stuff to get rid of the guy in the White House, and they're willing to hit people with sticks to get rid of the guy in the White House. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And, I saw a documentary this weekend, too, because I didn't know a lot about Antifa.
Antifa.
Whatever you want to call them.
Well, everybody calls it something different.
Yeah.
Antifa is the latest incarnation, the pronunciation of that name.
And the head lady of that group is she's a white young lady. She's 20 years younger than me, probably. She's very vocal. They got to asking her about, acts of violence, and she says, we don't support violence. And then they rolled a clip. They rolled a clip, Robert, and this sounds so trivial, but to me, I thought, you are a cretin. There is a lady about my age. She's in a ball gown. You can tell she's not, it would be like me in a ball gown. I'm not real comfortable in a ball gown. I'm not real comfortable all dolled up. And she's walking into an inaugural ball with her husband. She's in a beautiful gown. It's gorgeous. She spent all day getting all dolled up. She's like me. This getting all dolled up thing is it's an act of Congress. And she looks beautiful. And they come and they throw liquid on her gown. Now she wants to say that's not violence. We're just throwing water or whatever we were throwing on her. I thought, do you know how mortified this woman was? I could feel, I was almost in tears for this woman because, and you can hear it in my voice, because it took her all day to get hair and makeup and get the gown just right. And she's going to an inaugural ball for somebody she supports. I get it. You don't support Trump. But she's walking in, and then there were several of them throwing drinks on her and then throwing water bottles at her. And I thought, what kind of creep does that? You don't know this woman.
A creep who is justifying that in their own minds.
Because she's going to a dance with her husband?
Remember now.
Which has a political... I understand you don't like the president. What did this woman ever do to you?
Understand that the political left is redefining violence as speech. Let me juxtapose that. They are redefining speech they don't like as violence.
Mm-hmm.
You're invading my safe space.
Yeah.
That's a trigger warning. I am threatened by the words you say. Remember now, once you redefine speech as violence coming from your opponent, your reaction of violence is in your own mind justified.
Yes.
So if you say something to me that I feel physically threatened by, how many times have you seen that from a college kid in the last 2 years?
Right.
I feel physically threatened by the words you say.
Yeah.
My safe space has been invaded. Well, if I can, in my own mind, and in my group of thousands, justify that your speech is a threat to my physical safety, then any reaction I have of throwing water on you or hitting you with a club or throwing a rock at you is justified because I am answering your attack, your quote-unquote violence, with violence of my own. 6:48. This will be the thread of the show.
I've got to tell you more of the acts that they did, too. It's horrible.
This morning, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic time right now, and here comes Rapid Ruben.
It is, once again, the best time of day to get from A to B because everything is all clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Kings Highway and Uri Drive due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
News from City Hall to the state capitol and around the world. Breaking news.
Good morning. It's 8 before 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Sports.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The Saints snapped a 10-game preseason losing streak with a 13-7 win over the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. New Orleans rookie running back Alvin Kamara burst through a hole on the left side created by rookie tackle Ryan Ramczyk on the team's first play from scrimmage and darted 50 yards for the touchdown. Will Lutz added a pair of field goals, and the Saints defense was stellar throughout the game to notch the win. That Dennis Allen D held the Chargers to 158 yards in total offense, racked up 8 sacks, and recorded a whopping 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Saints stalwarts Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Adrian Peterson were all held out at the game. The Rangers are now 2.5 games out of the wild card race after losing to the White Sox Sunday 3-2. Rougned Odor's 2-run homer in the ninth was all the offense that Texas could muster. And the Astros made 2 errors on one play in the top of the first that resulted in 2 Oakland runs, and that helped the A's avoid a sweep against the Astros with a 3-2 win. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Camera's on you, Bob. Deal with it. 1017 FM and 710 Keel, 654. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Okay, so GeekCon this past weekend at Shreveport Convention Center.
We reeked of geek.
Who was your favorite person you met this weekend? Favorite celebrity in town?
My guy. I love Hacksaw. I love Hacksaw. Jim Duggan, a wrestler.
Current, former?
Former. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's done a bunch of other stuff.
He actually did a wrestling event a few weeks ago, though, but it's just a matter of come out, hit somebody with a board, and then go away. Because he's famous for carrying that big 2x4.
Money if you can get it.
You know, it was really cool. He was just so pleasant and, nice to everyone.
I've never seen anyone with hands that big. And then
that's a big joke. Would you like to hear the joke? I don't know if this is appropriate on the radio.
Well, why don't you tell us the joke during the Fox News break?
No, I'm going to tell it. If I lose my job, I lose my job.
Wait.
If I lose my job, I lose my job.
Stop a second.
Whatever.
No.
I won't lose my job.
You know what a sinkhole is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you know how that car in the center of the sinkhole is? But around the edge of the sinkhole, all those cars minding their own business get sucked into the hole of sink?
Right.
I don't want to be on the periphery of your sinkhole.
Well, you brought it up because we were joking about me groping his booty.
What?
And he would get excited. He would go, ooh, ooh.
How would he go?
Ooh.
You know what?
And then
I was sitting next door. That's not the sound he was making, but please continue.
Yeah, and then he said, and I get to grab your butt. And I said, nobody's got big enough hands to grab my butt. But I didn't grab his butt. They did drift down for a moment. You can see the photo on my Facebook page.
Is the camera on me?
My hand drifted.
It is now.
Yeah. Because we were, I have a bad habit of doing that. And then we have this big Swift butt issue.
I beg your pardon?
This Taylor Swift butt issue. And I'm like, I better be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get out of this conversation, please?
Right now, 6:56, here's Rush on Keel.
Wall continue. The Department of Homeland Security is getting bids from lots of companies that want to help build it. Trump administration's asking Congress for $1 billion to spend on it this year. Now, Senate Democrats want no part of this. They met with La Raza and promised that they'll make sure it doesn't happen. Chuck Schumer told La Raza Democrats will do whatever it takes to stop the wall. Robert Menendez, New Jersey, said that Congress shouldn't pay a dime because, after all, Trump claimed he'd make Mexico pay for it. Now, La Raza asked Democrats to do whatever they had to, including shutting down the government, when a stopgap spending measure comes up in April. Schumer didn't commit the Democrats to it, but he said he hoped Republicans would not put the wall funding request in the spending measure. Well, it looks like Schumer's hope is the Republicans' command. Senator Roy Blunt, top Republican Senate Committee on Appropriations, just said that they probably won't include Trump's request to fund the wall until next year. So the news isn't that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are pressured by La Raza. The news is that the Republicans are afraid of a Democrat government shutdown because they think they'll get blamed for it, even though the Democrats are responsible for it. And they're probably right. There is a common assumption about identity theft. A lot of people believe it's just credit card fraud, but that is not the only form of identity theft. There are cases of information being sold on the dark web, or somebody getting an online payday loan in your name. Now, good thing there's LifeLock, folks. They use proprietary technology to detect and alert you on a wide range of identity threats. If you have a problem, a U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. Join right now and get a special 15% discount off the first year of your LifeLock membership. Call 800-440-4833 or go to lifelock.com and use the promo code RUSH15. That's RUSH15. That's how you save 15% off your first year. The offer ends on the 27th of August. Terms apply. 800-440-4833.
Looks like things are starting to slow down on West 70th Street near Juella Avenue. And we have some traffic delays on Shed Road near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Right now, 74 degrees. It's E-Day. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, 7 o'clock.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning. It's 7:03. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Miss Erin, local news in just a second or two. What you got?
It's E-Day. We'll tell you everything you need to know about the eclipse. That's coming up this morning. A protest down at Scyport by some of the workers. And Coach O says we still got a long way to go.
E-Day, by the way. E as in eclipse. Dr. Cran Lucas from LSU Shreveport, astronomer guy, is going to answer all of Erin's questions, including why can't you see the sun at night? Plus, no, I'm not joking. It's I'm not making this up.
I want to know all the hard-hitting things.
Fletcher sports, traffic, and weather all coming up this hour right here on Keel.
The Keel Morning Report. Now on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Parts of Oregon, Idaho, and Wyoming may be the luckiest today when it comes to getting a good look at today's solar eclipse.
The latest forecast hasn't really changed over the past few forecasts in a sense that it continues to look like our best chances as far as limited cloud cover are going to continue to be over the Pacific Northwest.
Brian Hurley is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. Now, the best time to see the eclipse in our area is at 1:17 this afternoon. You can get a full list of several of the events that are being held on our website, keelnews.com. A man dies in a car crash in Shreveport. Bobby Morris has died after rolling over his pickup truck on Jefferson Page Road. According to Caddo deputies, Morris was driving on Jefferson Page around 5 p.m. when he lost control of the truck, hit a ditch, and rolled several times. Police investigating a death in Shreveport. Matt Parker with that.
Shreveport police are looking for answers in the death of a man in Shreveport. The man's body was found in a parked car in the driveway of a home in the 2700 block of Meriwether Road. The man was unknown to the residents of the home. Police say it appears the man was shot to death. An investigation into the incident is ongoing. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
A 2-year-old boy's been found unharmed after he was taken from a casino in Bossier City. According to police, the mother of the child went into the horseshoe and left the boy in an SUV with her boyfriend, Benjamin Ashcraft. When the mother came back, the SUV was gone. A few hours later, the boy and SUV were found in Shreveport. Police are still searching for Ashcraft. If you know his whereabouts, give detectives a call. Small group of people gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Scyport due to the center's planned merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Matt Arundel, the organizer of the march, says that it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Scyport workers would be laid off. Preseason camp is over for the LSU Tigers, as today is the first day of school. The depth chart for the season opener has yet to be finalized. Coach Orgeron says several positions are still being discussed, including who will start in the place of edge rusher Arden Key, who's not expected to play against Brigham Young.
You got to look at Kelvin Chasson, you got to look at Ray, and you got to look at Andre Anthony, who's going to play the B. There are some nickel discussions. There's some safety discussions. There's a lot of spots on special teams that we're going to discuss.
The Tigers open the season against BYU September 2nd in Houston. No Powerball winner over the weekend, so the jackpot climbs to the third largest in U.S. history. Wednesday night's jackpot, so far worth $650 million and growing. Partly cloudy today, maybe a shower popping up, the high near 94. Right now, 76. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
9 past 7 o'clock. It's 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic time. Here's Rapid Ruben.
The intersection of Stoner Avenue and Centenary Boulevard is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Old Minden Road near Airline Drive in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Good morning. It's 11 past 7 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM and 710 Keel. The Keel app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. Dr. Cran Lucas from LSU Shreveport is here to talk eclipse. Hey, Dr. Cran, how are you this morning?
I'm doing just fine. I'm just psyched to see the eclipse later this morning.
Well, here's my first question, okay? When Erin falls asleep and naps through the eclipse today, how long is it going to be before until she can see another one?
Well, fortunately, the next eclipse is going to be in April of 2024.
Oh, I'll be here before you know it.
Oh, okay.
And the path of totality is going to cut through Arkansas and East Texas.
Oh, so we might actually get to see that one even better.
See, all morning.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. Since totality today, of course, cuts across from Oregon, across the Midwest to South Carolina. So for anybody who's not up north right now, you've got a better shot at it in 7 years.
So, okay, does it happen every 7 years? How often does an eclipse happen?
Well, eclipses happen all the time around the globe. Sometimes they're partial eclipses like what we will see here in Shreveport later this morning. Sometimes they're total eclipses if you happen to be in the right location. But it's been, quite, a few decades since the last eclipse cut across the U.S., and it's been 99 years since we've had an eclipse that has gone coast to coast across the U.S. So they tend to be kind of rare at any given locality.
Okay, Doc, where does an astronomer watch the eclipse? Where will you be to watch this, and can I come hang with you?
Patio.
Oh. Well, I have my own personal telescope with a solar filter, so I'm going to be set up watching it myself. I know a lot of people around town were able to get solar glasses so they can just watch it naked eye. But about solar glasses, you have to be careful and make sure that they're actually they're actually the proper glasses, because Pardon me. Sometimes some people have been selling things that are not adequately protected.
They're frauds, yeah.
I think the as you called it, the degree of totality, percentage of totality for Shreveport, Bossier City, the Arklatex, I think is about 78%. That being
that's correct, and that's actually going to make for a really nice partial eclipse. That's actually pretty decent.
So, but 20% of the sun is uncovered. That's still going to be pretty bright around here, assuming we have clear skies, right?
Yes, that's correct. You really won't see a significant amount of darkening, as you would, of course, if you were in the path of totality.
Okay, people that are listening to you are thinking, I'm gonna be able to step out for lunch and maybe I'll watch it. Where is it going to be a good spot? I mean, do I need to go out into the country? Do I need to drive up to Blanchard? What's the deal?
She's been thinking the higher the better. She goes, "What if I get on the roof at Horseshoe?" I say, "Yeah, that'll be awesome." Yeah.
No, you don't have to do any of that. Just walk outside your front door with your solar glasses if you got them, and look at the sun. And here's the thing: if you don't have solar glasses, if you don't have a telescope with a solar filter, what you can do is make a pinhole camera. You take a sheet of paper, punch a little pinhole in it, and project the image of the sun on another sheet of paper.
Okay, and you'll be able to see it like that.
Amazingly enough, you can take a calendar that you might have in your kitchen, hold it up to the sun, and look at the projection of the sun on a sheet of paper or even on the sidewalk. And I've even seen people take little crackers with little holes in them and hold them up in the direction of the sun, and you can see the eclipse on a sheet of paper.
So just, this is my plan here. Just hold a saltine over my shoulder. Do I understand this correctly? That makes me an astronomer?
Well, it makes you an amateur astronomer.
Yeah. Okay, Doc, let me ask you this. There are going to be those who are going to go, I'm just going to look at it with the naked eye. How dangerous is, we did it when we were kids, and I'm okay. Well, I have glasses on, but, what length of time is it going to do damage?
Well, the point is that you should never stare at the sun naked eye. You should never look at the sun through binoculars or any other optical instrument without special solar filters. Now, if you just look up at the sun, I think it's probably hard for anybody to stare at the sun. But here's the thing. The sunlight has a lot of ultraviolet light in it, and that can damage the retina of the eye. So it's not really good to try to stare at the sun, and you're not really going to see anything anyway because it's too bright.
For scientists like you or literally men and women who have dedicated their lives to the study of the sun and astronomy, why is this such a big deal? What is it about an eclipse that we can find out that we cannot find out any other time?
Well, there are several things here. Eclipses culturally are just spectacular to look at. And there's, of course, a long history of humans observing eclipses throughout our history. But from a scientific standpoint, when the moon passes in front of the sun for a total eclipse, it's going to blot out just about all of the light from the sun. What you cannot see at other times is the outer part of the sun's atmosphere that we call the corona. And so what we really want to do during a total eclipse is to photograph the corona and study its chemical makeup. We want to study its temperature. We want to study its structure. And that helps to tell us more about how the sun functions as a star.
Doc, let me ask you this. This is a stupid question, so bear with me. If the moon is blocking the sun, is it going to get colder?
Well, the temperature in the path of totality will actually drop a few degrees. And so it's entirely possible for that to happen. But for this eclipse, the period of totality is only about 2.5 minutes. So the change in temperature really won't be very great, and of course it'll be only for a very brief period of time.
Can you hone it in on when is that 2.5 minutes in Shreveport, Bossier?
Well, the 2.5 minutes is only during totality itself. So we won't see that here. You're going to have to be up, in Missouri or Nebraska or Oregon or Tennessee or South Carolina to really experience that.
But to get up from my nap, when do I need to go outside?
Okay.
When to hold up my crackers.
Between the moon and the sun is going to be about 11:45. The point of maximum coverage for Shreveport, that's about 78%. It's going to be about 1:15. And then the last contact between the moon and the sun is going to be about 2:45.
Okay. NASA is also streaming this live. I'm sure that's kind of intriguing for you too. That's going to be, is this kind of a first for this sort of deal?
Well, I went to Mexico for a total eclipse in July of 1991, so I have been in the path of totality previously, but I'm looking, for another opportunity to do that, hopefully in 2024. But in terms of seeing it, if you have the NASA channel, they'll of course be showing it. The Science Channel on cable will be showing it. CNN.com/eclipse will be live streaming it, and of course, I think some of the local TV stations will also be showing it.
Yeah.
Also.
Well,
so,
I'm looking forward to it. I sometimes I don't. The Earth is still going to be doing what it does, right?
Nothing's going to change there. And of course, historically, eclipses have been bad omens for different societies or cultures. But nothing is really going to happen. The sun comes back, and all will be right with the world again.
Okay. What if it is raining during the eclipse this afternoon? What if that's when we get our rain clouds and they come in?
Well, hopefully not. I think the forecast is going to be for sunny and partly cloudy for much of the day. Hopefully, the rain will hold off till later in the afternoon.
Okay, but that could pose a problem for viewing it, right?
Well, any kind of cloudiness, of course, has the ability to kind of blot it out. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
Dr. Cran Lucas, it's E-Day. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update coming up right now. Ruben looks ready.
The intersection of Stoner Avenue and Centenary Boulevard is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Old Minden Road near Airline Drive in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and some clouds today with an afternoon thunderstorm around and a high of 94. Clear to partly cloudy, low 75 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
How dangerous is? I mean, we did it when we were kids, and I'm okay.
Well, the point is that you should never stare. You should never stare at the sun naked eye. You should never look at the sun through binoculars or any other optical instrument without special solar filters. Now, if
Twenty-three past 7 o'clock. KEEL Sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 11:30.
Now, if you just look up at the sun, I think it's probably hard for anybody to stare at the sun. So it's not really good to try to stare at the sun. There are several things here. Eclipses culturally are just spectacular to look at. But from a scientific standpoint, when the moon passes, so what we really want to do The point is that you should never stare at the sun. Never stare at the sun. That you should never stare. Never stare at. Should never. You should never stare at the. Hard for anybody to without special solar filters. Well, the temperature in the path of totality, we'll look at the sun through, but sunlight has a lot of ultra, so it's not really good to try to stare at the sun. And there are several things here. Eclipses at other times is the outer part of the. So what we really want to do during a total eclipse is to photograph the corona and study it. I went to Mexico for.
It is 725, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin saw an article in the Times this weekend, and it was basically not really an update on that you might have to pay a toll to cross the Jimmy Davis Bridge. And I thought, what did we miss? But it was really, I don't mean this busted on the Times, just a rehash of the information. The guy, what's his name? Buchanan. Is it God, it may not even be a guy. Is it Erin Buchanan? Eric Buchanan? I forget.
Erin Buchanan's a girl.
Erin Buchanan.
With DOTD.
Okay, I just had Department of Transportation and Demolition. And what she told the Times was that no decision has been made about, because they're still hashing this back and forth about what to do. Is there any possibility to raise funds for what now is going to be, are they back to the renovation idea?
No, they're still on the build a new bridge idea.
But we don't have the money for a new bridge.
Well, we have $25 million sitting there.
Okay,
for the
so
renovation.
but it's going to be about what
I have no clue.
$300 or $400 million.
I have no clue what a new bridge
which means
will cost.
$500,000 by the time $500 million by the time they're done.
I'm not sure what they're going to do. I just know we didn't raise the gas tax, so we might be SOL.
Somebody said to me this weekend.
By the way, they picked the inner city corridor for I-49 Friday in Elk Cog. We told you that was coming up.
Speaking of toll roads,
they selected the inner city connector through Allendale, that route, as the best for our community. What would you think
about that? What would you think about, say, a toll on 49 from, say, Stonewall, like they do in Dallas?
Can't put a toll on a federal highway.
Can't?
Nope.
But you could put one, so is 3132 federal? So basically all the tolls that are on the Dallas roads are controlled
state
by
highways.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't put it on a federal highway. That would be, I think in the long term, and I know for the Allendale community, this hurts, this smarts. It's not what they want, but I think in the long run, what is best for our community is having that interstate come through the heart.
And what is what evidence do you have?
I just think it brings that traffic through here.
Now,
it makes it easier for residents in our community, like Patrick told us last Friday, for folks that are on the north side of town, A, for them to get to the trauma center, B, to get anywhere into the heart of our community. I mean, right now they have to go a long way around, and that shouldn't be. And for all the traffic that's coming through from, way down South Louisiana, going all the way to Kansas City, why not make them come through the middle of our community? And it may end up, cross your fingers, it may spur some business in Allendale, which would be a good thing. There may be some gas stations that open up along that route. There may be some things that open up that bring some jobs because a freeway is coming right through.
Now, is there a time frame? Is there still a time frame, or does it go back to the feds? And will the opponents who are they going to... is it far enough in the decision process where if you don't like it, you can sue over it?
They're still going to be doing public hearings, which means there'll be a lot of fights. And I just got a text from someone who knows what they're talking about, so I'm an idiot. You can toll new construction on interstates. It's a new rule. So FYI, I was wrong about that. But they're going to have public hearings. You still have to have the Federal Highway Department's blessing of the route. But that looks like where they're going to, where all minds have come together. And that vote by NLCOG was unanimous.
729, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic and weather updates just a couple of seconds away. City Councilman Michael Corbin joins us in about 10 minutes to talk about the City Council meeting today as they start discussion over the building of a downtown arena in an attempt to get an NBA, almost said ABA. Look, it's the Louisville Colonels, an NBA developmental team. Right now, traffic and weather. Here's Ruben on Keel.
The intersection of North Spring Street and East Stoner Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and some clouds today with an afternoon thunderstorm around and a high of 94. Clear to partly cloudy, low 75 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Millions of Americans will be in the path of the solar eclipse today. Unfortunately, it might be hard to actually see it, depending on where you are. LSU's astronomy professor Dr. Cran Lucas tells KEEL News he does have a word of caution.
You should never stare at the sun naked eye. You should never look at the sun through binoculars or any other optical instrument without special solar filters.
The eclipse will generally run from the Pacific Northwest across the country in a diagonal line ending near the Carolinas. The best time to catch it here in our area is about 1:15 this afternoon. A $30 million sports arena. Does Shreveport need it? Mayor Ollie Tyler brings that plan before the city council today. It calls for the borrowing of the money, but it hinges on winning a semi-pro basketball team, a G League team from the Pelicans. The city would then borrow the money, build the arena, if we get the green light on the team. Man dies in a car crash in Shreveport. Bobby Morris died after rolling over his pickup on Jefferson Page Road. According to deputies, Morris was driving on Jefferson Page when he lost control of his truck, hit a ditch, and rolled several times. Police say speed was a factor in that crash. A group protests Scyport firings. Matt Parker with that.
A small group of people gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Scyport due to the center's merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Manna Rundle, the organizer of the Solidarity March, says it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Scyport workers would be laid off. From 1017 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Voter registration week begins today, and Secretary of State Tom Shedler is encouraging you to take part. He says new voters and those who've just moved back into the state should register.
It's easy to do. You can go to the Register of Voters office. You can go to motor vehicles. You can go to a social service office. You can go to offices at universities. But you can also just go online.
Jerry Lewis epitomized what it meant to be a survivor in Hollywood through ups and downs in popularity, health troubles, and weight fluctuations, and the sorts of seismic shifts that take place over decades in the industry. Lewis always figured out a way to battle back, to reinvent himself and stay relevant. Lewis died Sunday in Vegas. He was 91. Partly cloudy, the high today 94 degrees, right now 77. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Weather is brought to you by Jack Spring Electric.
Good morning at 7:35. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Do some quick math for me, please, one of you. What is 1865 minus 1776? Is it 89?
You're asking the wrong woman.
86, 96, 06, 16, 26, 36, 46, 56. Yeah, 89, I think.
Let's have a
Yeah, that's
calculator.
perfect.
Yeah.
I saw the story this weekend. It may have been late Friday, that at Six Flags over Texas, they took down five of the Six Flags.
Only left the U.S. flag.
And replaced them with, so there's 6 American flags over Six Flags over Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were kind of freaking out, saying, "Oh, wait a second! You took down the Confederate flag, and you're folding to the pressure of the cultural Marxists." And I didn't see it that way at all. I just thought maybe for a day or two, or for as long as they look. We are in a very divisive time, and maybe everybody at Six Flags, maybe somebody just said, "Why don't we put up all American flags?" And remind everybody, because they took down a French flag, a Spanish flag, I guess there's a couple of others, a Confederate flag among them. But the point being, they put up 6 American flags. And I'm kind of okay with that. You?
I don't have a huge issue with that.
Now,
I
here's
really
the
don't.
deal. The reason I asked, what's 1865 minus 1776? 89? 89? Okay. How long did the Confederacy, if the goal of Antifa and the protesters is to eliminate what kind of monuments?
Confederate monuments.
Because they
offend them.
Because the Confederacy was fighting for
slavery.
Okay. The Confederate States of America existed for 4 years. There was slavery in the USA from 1776 to 1863, if you will, or 65, I guess it was at January of 65 when the amendment passed. So let's say there was slavery in the USA in one form or the other. You had like 80-something years of slavery in the USA and 4 years of slavery in the Confederacy. So the question is, are the people who want the Confederate monuments removed, are they really going to be happy with some use the term erasing history? Are they really going to be happy when the Confederate monuments are gone?
The truth be known, they want Trump gone. That's what they want.
So you think this is all about the guy in the White House?
They want Donald Trump gone.
And painting Donald Trump as a Nazi, a white supremacist, a fascist, so as to turn the country against him so they can take control. And in the end, it's really not about the monuments at all?
I think the monuments is part of it.
When did you get to be so insightful?
I don't know.
739, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Monday morning traffic time. Here's Rapid Ruben.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Southfield Road near Uri Drive. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of Shed Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Good morning, 741, 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, Shreveport City Councilman. Michael Corbin joining us. Hey, Mr. Mike, how are you today? Happy Monday, Mike.
Good morning, Robert and Erin. How are y'all today?
Okay, so big, let's call it phase one today, a working session of the Shreveport City Council. Will Miss Ollie, will the mayor be coming to the meeting today to start to pitch you guys on the we need $30 million to build a new sports arena?
Well, I hope so. I think that, in our work session today, what I'm looking for is a lot of information to be shared not only with city council members, but also to begin to get more information out to the public so that they can form an opinion as well.
This is a proposal for $30 million. The city would go borrow $30 million. Right now, if I said, Michael Corbin, you need to vote on this today, where on this fence are you?
Well, right now, I'm not supportive because I don't have all the information that I feel like I need, and all my questions have not been answered. I know there's already a lot of emails going back and forth. My inbox is full over the weekend, so there's lots of chatter out in social media. And I think that, what we need to do is let's tell this story and see where the citizens are on it. For me as a city councilman, I need to know more about what are the true costs, what are the different sources where revenue to pay for this may come from, besides just public money. And what are some time frames as well.
Now we'll get back to something you just said about other than public money in just a couple of seconds. Do you have any inclination before the meeting, sort of the basics of what the mayor's plan to come up with $30 million is going to be? How are we going to come up, borrow the money, bond the money? I don't know the particulars, do you?
Well, the information, some of the information that's been shared with council so far is the bulk of this money to repay for the bonds would come from the Riverfront Development Fund, which is money that comes in from the riverboat casinos annually. Of that $13 million that the city receives annually, somewhere between $1 million and $2 million, they propose would be used as debt service to pay bonds off over 25 or 30 years.
So what are we doing with that? I mean, do we have $1 million or $2 million extra he said tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it seems like, isn't that robbing Peter to pay Paul?
There's going to have to be some. There has to be some cuts. There has to be some other uses, because right now, Riverfront Development Fund, a little bit of it goes to for economic purposes, economic development. Some of it goes to nonprofit funding, but the bulk of it, somewhere between $9 and $10 million for the past few years, goes directly into the general fund to prop up everyday expenses.
I mean, I guess my question was, I'll bet we don't have them from that Riverfront Development Fund. I'll bet that I mean, how many people would say, yeah, we got $1 million or $2 million extra in there every year we can spare? I would bet we don't.
I'm kind of waiting on somebody to show me those numbers.
I'm looking at sales tax numbers that are down $2.5 million from 2015 to 2016. Gambling revenue dollars are down by more than $2 million from about 4 years ago. The numbers in Shreveport keep going down. Is it the responsible thing to borrow more money right now?
Well, and I think that's the conversation and the reality that we have to look at. You know, y'all had a guest on your show last week talking about gambling revenues, the trends in gambling revenues for the past few years, and certainly it's not a positive trend. So I think that we've got to take all that into account, because if we do something that's real nice for Shreveport in 2017, but in 2022 it bites us in the rear end, we didn't do the right thing.
Let me ask you this, Michael, when we're talking to Michael Corbin, Shreveport City Councilman, do you have any idea from the mayor's office or anyone else about what this arena will bring in terms of dollars? If we do have a Pelicans G League team, how many jobs, how much money will it generate for our community? Because I'd want to see that if I'm sitting on the city council.
Yeah, if that information is out there at this point, it has not been shared with the full council, and it has not been shared with me.
Then I'd be a no vote. I'd say, Mayor, you got to bring me some numbers. Do you feel that way too?
Well, and all the vote this week does is it introduces a piece of legislation. Then 2 weeks down the road is when it's actually voted up or down. So that gives us a 2-week time period for more information to flow, and if it doesn't, then at that point we simply vote it down.
Michael, do you have any inclination, going back, using that word again, what the mayor's plan is? Look, if we've got this brand new shiny arena in X number of years, and our team, the Shreveport Pelicans, pardon me, if they play 40 games a year, you're still looking at an empty arena 325 nights out of the year. What other uses have you been told that the building might have?
Well, and that's a really good point. I would feel much more comfortable if the case was made for a mid-sized sports arena first, and then the possibility of a developmental league team coming here was icing on the cake.
I mean, I guess
I think we've turned it around a little bit.
Yeah, pardon me. You tell me if I'm wrong. It doesn't seem to me that there's all these groups, organizations, events that are lining up to come to Shreveport and have nowhere to go. Is that fair?
The sports folks will tell us that we have small venues, and we have places like Hirsch and CenturyTel that are too big, and there is a need for a mid-sized facility. But we also find out that when you're trying to attract regional sports events, sometimes a lot of that seems to go I-10 and below.
So the point is that the possibility, there are people in town that will tell you that we are, in fact, turning people away.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. How do you have the pulse of the council yet? Is this going to be a tough decision?
I think it is going to be a hard decision for all 7 council members. I think that, in 24 hours, we're going to know a little bit more, because I do expect a lot of discussion today. And I expect and hope we have a lot of citizens who may be for or against this, who either weigh in with their council members or come to the meeting tomorrow at 3 and make their comments directly, because I think not only does the council need to hear comments, but the mayor and her administration needs to hear from the public as well.
Shreveport City Council member Michael Corbin, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Thanks. Y'all have a good day.
Good morning at 7:49. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Rapid Reuben traffic time.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Southfield Road near Uri Drive. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of Shed Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
It is 76, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, 750. Here comes your money now, right now, here on Keel. It is 7:52 Keel Sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The Saints snapped a 10-game preseason losing streak with a 13-7 win over the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. New Orleans rookie running back Alvin Kamara burst through a hole on the left side created by rookie tackle Ryan Ramczyk on the team's first play from scrimmage and darted 50 yards for the touchdown. Will Lutz added a pair of field goals, and the Saints' defense was stellar throughout the game to notch the win. That Dennis Allen D held the Chargers to 158 yards in total offense, racked up 8 sacks, and recorded a whopping 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Saints stalwarts Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Adrian Peterson were all held out of the game. The Rangers are now 2.5 games out of the wild card race after losing to the White Sox Sunday 3-2. Rougned Odor's 2-run homer in the ninth was all the offense that Texas could muster. And the Astros made 2 errors on one play in the top of the first that resulted in 2 Oakland runs, and that helped the A's avoid a sweep against the Astros with a 3-2 win. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
You know how I saw an interesting commercial this weekend, and I don't know what it was for because it, bluntly put, I got so pissed off I turned it off. And 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin, 755. I'll tell you a little bit about it now. We'll talk about it more in the 8 o'clock hour.
All right.
And the caption was, "This is the greatest commercial of 2017." And like I said, I don't know what it was for. I know it was not an American commercial. There was a guy with an English accent, or maybe it could have been Australian. I don't know. And it started off with all these people. And I know it was about the divisive, or rather the divided world in which we live.
Okay.
And it starts off, and it says, whether you're black or white or brown. And it's got all these boxes, and as it's describing people, they go to their own specific little box. And it says, whether you're black or white.
And black
or
people
brown.
walk to
and
this
it
box,
shows
and white people okay.
going to their boxes.
Now let's divide us a little more. Come on.
And it says, whether you're black or white or brown, whether you're rich or poor. And it shows, people well-dressed and not so well-dressed. And it's starting off. So it's obviously this is going to be about how divided a world and or a society we have become.
Pretty soon there'll be no one in any box.
Here's where it rubbed me the wrong way. And I got so angry, immediately I was so offended, I turned it off. So I'll start from the beginning and then let you know. You'll know when I click. Whether you're black or white or brown, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're religious or self-confident.
Oh, boy.
And I went, what?
Religious or self-confident?
In this commercial.
So you have to be one or the other?
Wait a second. That they would describe the opposite of religious
as self-confident?
As self-confident. So
I can't be self-confident and religious?
757. Click.
What a moron.
757, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Sean Hannity.
Now, here's the morning Sean Hannity update.
Right, a former Obama aide is now considered a person of interest in the House Intelligence Committee's unmasking investigation. Sarah Carter, Circa News, claiming House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, he sent a letter to the National Security Agency requesting the number of unmaskings made by Ben Rhodes from January 2016 to January 2017. Let's see. Rhodes, who worked closely with former National Security Advisor Susan Rice, who became a focus of the committee during its review of classified information to assess whether laws were broken regarding NSA intercepted communications of President Trump, members of his administration, and other Americans before and after the election, according to congressional officials. By the way, mainstream media. I guess you're not interested in reporting that scandal.
Join Sean later today, right here on the Sean Hannity Show.
There's a common assumption about identity theft. A lot of people believe it's just credit card fraud, but credit card fraud is not the only form of identity theft. Now, if you're just protecting your identity by monitoring your credit and checking your bank statements, you could miss some forms of real identity theft. For example, like your information being for sale on the dark web. Now, good thing there is LifeLock.com. They use proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a wide range of identity threats. Now, if you have a problem, one of their U.S.-based identity restoration specialists, they're going to work to fix it for you. And by the way, they can't monitor all identity theft or every transaction, but they are by far the best. And if you join right now, you get a special 15% discount off the first year of your LifeLock membership. Call now. It's toll-free. 1-800-LifeLock. Check out their website, lifelock.com. For memberships, use the promo code Hannity15. Promo code Hannity15, 1-800-LifeLock, lifelock.com, and you get 15% off your first year. Now, this offer ends August the 27th. Terms apply.
Keeping an eye right now on some heavy backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up almost to Airline Drive right now. And we're looking at some traffic delays at the intersection of Kings Highway and Line Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport. The KEEL.
Good morning. It's 8:03. Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Erin has local news. Looking ready. What you got, kid?
It's E-Day, the day for the eclipse. We'll talk more about that. More Confederate-era statues are taken down, and we'll also be talking about some workers protesting downtown.
I need to ask a lot of questions about this eclipse, and we'll find out more about that. And what do I have to do with Mike the Tiger? What do we have in common? I will tell you next. Me and that little guy, we twin sons of different mothers.
Oh, boy.
Plus, Fletcher and sports, traffic, and weather all coming up this hour, and it's right here on KEEL.
KEEL Morning Report. Now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
It's E-Day, the solar eclipse today. Hopefully weather will cooperate for the millions of Americans who've been waiting to see it.
As we get into the middle part of the country, we do have a frontal boundary in place, and there's some showers and thunderstorms along that boundary are going to make it a little bit difficult as far as looking for clear skies, if you will, for the Kansas City area, for areas around Omaha into Kansas. That's where we expect some pretty good cloud cover.
Brian Hurley's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. The best time to catch the eclipse locally is at 1:17 p.m. For the best places to watch it, check out details at KEELnews.com. More Confederate-era statues taken down, this time at the University of Texas at Austin. Crews began working overnight, removing 4 statues, including a likeness of Robert E. Lee. In a statement posted online, the university president said violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, influenced the decision. A man dies in a car crash in Shreveport. Matt Parker with that.
Bobby Morris has died after rolling over his pickup truck on Jefferson Page Road. According to Caddo Sheriff's deputies, Morris was driving on Jefferson Page around 5 p.m. when he lost control of his truck, hit a ditch, and rolled over several times. Morris was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the pickup. Deputies say speed was a factor in the wreck. An investigation into the accident is ongoing. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
A 2-year-old boy's been found unharmed after he was taken from a casino in Bossier City. Police say the mother of the child went into the Horseshoe and left the boy in an SUV with her boyfriend, Benjamin Ashcraft. When the mother came back, the SUV was gone. A few hours later, the boy and SUV were found in Shreveport. Police are still searching for the suspect. Police looking for answers in the death of a man in our community. The man's body was found in a parked car in the driveway of a home on Meriwether Road. A small group of folks gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Cyport due to the center's merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Matt Arundel, the organizer of the march, said it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Cyport workers would be laid off. Voter registration week begins today. Secretary of State Tom Shedler is encouraging you to take part. He says new voters and those who've just moved back in the state should register. He says you can register online at sos.la.gov, and the secure registration portal will walk you through it.
It's never been easier to register to vote with our online process. Louisiana was very innovative with that. I think we were the 3rd state in the country to implement that. So it makes it very simple and it's very secure.
Jerry Lewis epitomized what it meant to be a survivor in Hollywood through ups and downs in popularity, health troubles, and weight fluctuations, and the sorts of seismic shifts that take place over decades in the industry. Lewis always figured a way out to battle back, to reinvent himself. Well, Jerry Lewis has died. He was 91. And no Powerball winner over the weekend. The jackpot climbs to $650 million for Wednesday, the 3rd largest in history. Partly cloudy, maybe a shower today. 94 for the high. Right now it's 75. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. .101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Rapid Ruben.
Some heavy backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up almost to Airline Drive right now. And we're looking at some traffic delays at the intersection of Kings Highway and Line Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast, a spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zaire.
Was there like a bet that I would be indifferent to that?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what
much.
I said.
Yeah.
And what was my reaction?
You love that.
You're freaking out, man.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, 12 past 8 o'clock. Okay, from GeekCon this weekend, Greg just came in and brought me an autographed Flash Gordon poster signed by Sam J. Jones.
Mhm.
And he was like the coolest guy in the world.
He's awesome.
I was sitting right next to him all weekend. He was like awesome.
Show it to the camera. We
sorry.
got one of those.
Yeah.
Show it off.
I got one too.
There we go. There we go. Sam J. Jones. My boy Sam, yo.
See mine, Matt? Can you show mine?
Yep, I just flipped it.
He was just the coolest guy. He was.
Why don't you ever dress like this?
Huh?
Why don't you ever dress like this?
Because I don't have an upper body like that. Come to think of it, I don't have a lower body
Look
like
at
that.
those thighs.
There were a couple of guys that were
Bounce
dressed.
a quarter off that.
I beg your pardon?
Bounce a quarter off
Unfortunately, you've only got a dime.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, we're off the rails. Sorry.
When I moved to Philadelphia in 1975 to do the radio station with the greatest call letters of all time, WIFI. Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
It was Wi-Fi 92. Now, at the time, Wi-Fi as it exists now
didn't exist.
Was not even a gleam in anyone's eye.
Oh man!
But just to say call letters on the air, Wi-Fi 92, because it was a real rockin' top 40 station, and it was owned by a company that was not. They were cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And here is to give you an insight to their miserliness.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to work there, and I'd always used my own name on the radio.
Sure.
Always. And I get to Philadelphia, and, you're a young guy. I was in my early 20s. And there's things in any industry that as you go along, as you get older, as you gain more experience, you go, oh, I'll know next time to look for that.
Yeah.
Well, it never occurred to me when I went to work at this station in Philadelphia that they wouldn't let me use my own name. It never occurred to me.
Right.
So I get to Philadelphia, and they have in the bank, as it were, about 15 pre-recorded top-of-the-hour IDs.
Mm-hmm.
And when you went to work there, the radio name you got was whichever of the 15 pre-recorded top-of-the-hour IDs hadn't been used.
The most recent. Yeah.
In the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, and I remember it was a guy out of Chicago named Gary Gears, who was a Chicago DJ and then did a lot, he's passed away, a lot of voiceover work. And one of those big booming voices like Pete, the guy that does all our stuff here on KEEL.
Mm-hmm.
And it was WIFI, Philadelphia. And then there was an explosion, and then it was DJ name plays the hits. So when I get there, I've got a choice of two.
Uh-oh.
And, well, that's odd you say that. because the name choices I had were Johnny Fox.
Okay.
And Brother Truckin' Louie.
Brother Truckin' Louie.
WIFI, Philadelphia. Brother Truckin' Louie plays the hits.
I like that one. That's the one you chose, I hope.
So after a lot of self-reflection,
BTL, you got BTL?
I took the Johnny Fox, cut the knee off, and became John Fox, which I was for 3 years. So basically, I went to Philadelphia thinking I was going to be a big radio star.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, it's real strange at work being called one name, and in the rest of your life, somebody calls you everything else.
Oh, my gosh,
Now, what on earth does this have to do with anything we've talked about this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Poor little Harvey.
Ha! I know. Harvey the Tiger.
Poor little
is
Harvey.
no more.
He's now Mike. Yep.
Mike the Tiger. Poor little Harvey.
Eating the hits.
He goes to Baton Rouge.
Yep.
And this is the look. I'm not a PETA guy by any stretch of the you plop some ribs down, I'm chowing down.
Mm-hmm.
But here's poor little Harvey,
He's so cute.
The new Mike the Tiger in a nutshell. Welcome to Baton Rouge. Change your name and never see another of your own species ever again.
Yep. But you live in a $10 million crib, old Harvey.
He'll never, ever, ever see another of his own species.
He'll eat ribeyes.
He'll never see another tiger.
He's got air conditioning.
This is how you justify this animal abuse.
This is not animal abuse.
Yes, it is.
Please
Yes,
stop.
it is.
Please, you're making me crazy. Okay, don't eat any more meat because that's animal abuse too.
Why do you take Tiger to the dog park?
Because he likes to run and play.
With?
Other dogs. But he hadn't been to a dog park in 2 years. He lived through it. He was okay. He did good. And he didn't get ribeyes. He laid outside in, my little enclosed area. He didn't have a $10 million habitat to chill in.
So you
Stop it. When you're with your animal abuse stuff, go eat your chicken wings tonight and go see how chickens are killed.
So you don't have a problem with changing this poor little tiger's name. Who knows if he even likes his name? And
it doesn't matter.
And never see another of his own species.
Oh, stop it. You are sounding so crazy right now. This tiger is happy. He is loving life. He is chilling. Now, he's not going to get any bow, chicka, wow, wow. But that, you know what? He'll be all right.
I'm sorry.
He'll be all right.
He's not going to get any what?
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Who knew she spoke tiger? 18 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic update, and you guys.
Are we done yet?
Can we get out of here, please?
Traffic and weather updates next on Keel. Nineteen past 8, traffic time. Here's Ruben.
Slow-moving traffic right now on Greenwood Road near Hearn Avenue, and we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Sun and some clouds today with an afternoon thunderstorm around and a high of 94. Clear to partly cloudy, low 75 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The Saints snapped a 10-game preseason losing streak with a 13-7 win over the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. New Orleans rookie running back Alvin Kamara burst through a hole on the left side created by rookie tackle Ryan Ramczyk on the team's first play from scrimmage and darted 50 yards for the touchdown. Will Lutz added a pair of field goals, and the Saints defense was stellar throughout the game to notch the win. That Dennis Allen D held the Chargers to 158 yards in total offense, racked up 8 sacks, and recorded a whopping 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Saints stalwarts Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Adrian Peterson were all held out of the game. The Rangers are now 2.5 games out of the wild card race after losing to the White Sox Sunday 3-2. Rougned Odor's 2-run homer in the ninth was all the offense that Texas could muster. And the Astros made 2 errors on one play in the top of the first that resulted in 2 Oakland runs, and that helped the A's avoid a sweep against the Astros with a 3-2 win. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
(22 past 8), Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Erin McCarty making preparations for the last eclipse of our lifetime, except for the one in 7 years.
He did say that. We're going to have another one in 7 years.
Not only will there be another, well, as he said, there's eclipses of the sun and the moon going on all the time.
Where have I been?
Probably not in the right part of the world.
Okay.
There is what are we at, 78% today.
Mm-hmm.
Coverage of the sun by the moon.
Yeah.
But in 2024, we're in line. We are right on the borderline of what is it called? Tunnel of totality, or what the hell was it called?
I don't know. It sounded like a horror
Totality
movie.
in your pants or something like that.
But tunnel of totality is better than anything he came up with.
Yeah.
Talking about Dr. Cran Lucas from LSU Shreveport. So in 2024, if you miss today's, if you sleep through it like Erin invariably will, and I'm willing to bet you $50 right now that you do.
No.
That you will be nowhere near that eclipse.
No.
When it happens today. You'll watch it on TV. I'll say, what happened? And you'll say, I slept through it.
Oh, no.
You tell me.
She's going to be really close to it. She's going to be napping outside on her lawn equipment or furniture.
So tell me about the semi-total eclipse of the sun today.
It's beginning at about 11:45. The prime viewing time for us in our area.
Is it really 11:45? I thought it was a little earlier, where like the corner will start to vanish about 9:30 or quarter till 10.
No, about 11:45, and then 1:17 is when our prime 78% blockout
But he said,
is.
Dr. Cran said that because it's only about 78.2 or 78.8%, that because 20% of the sun will remain uncovered, that we, as far as brightness goes, won't notice much of a change.
Right.
Whereas somewhere in that just north of us, in fact, well north, that tunnel of totality, you're really going to notice when you see total coverage of the sun by the moon, it's really going to get like dark and creepy, and animals are going to start like howling at the moon and interspecies dating and all sorts of creepy stuff.
Right.
What?
I think you might have went a little bit too far with the interspecies dating.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe
no,
so.
no. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, you don't want to be around here, buddy.
Oh, boy.
So you tell me what your plans are.
My plans are to go to some of the parties that are going to be going on around town. Lots of the local libraries are having watch parties, and they've got the glasses. While supplies last, they've been running out.
Do they have the glasses, or are they out now?
I don't know. I'd have to check.
Now,
what's the burger joint on Line Avenue?
The Line Avenue Burger Joint.
No.
Twisted
Root.
Yeah.
He's having one in Bossier.
Sorry,
and Bossier,
Grant. Yeah.
That is Bossier Twisted Root. Remington Suites Hotel's having a rooftop viewing party.
Yeah.
So I'm going to swing by a bunch of these places.
To be closer to the sun.
Yeah, you got to be up high to see it better, right?
Yeah.
That's not what Dr. Lucas said.
Well,
no.
but Dr. Lucas also said that one of the more innovative, if not somewhat primitive ways of watching this eclipse of the sun was literally, he said this. In fact, we'll go get the soundbite played a little bit later.
Saltine cracker?
He said because one of the what he said was crackers with holes. I said, at my house, those are called donuts. So he said, take a saltine cracker. Well, you made fun of it back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
When you'd cut the pinhole in the cardboard, and so you weren't, because you weren't supposed to look at the sun.
Right.
And then you would see the reflection of the sun on another piece of cardboard, and he said you can actually do that with a saltine cracker. And I thought, I was hoping this would be an expense-free eclipse. Evidently not, because now I got to go to Kroger
Gotta
and
get some crackers
and get a box full of Ritz or saltines.
Bobby wants a cracker.
So, back to your plans.
My plans are to go to several of the watch parties at some of the libraries. I might stop by at Twisted Root. I might stop by the Remington. I'm just going to go and pop in and see who's having a lot of fun.
So, are you going to be maybe having a beer or cocktail or margarita perhaps for lunch?
If they twist my arm, I could get down with that.
How many total stops do you anticipate making?
It depends. It depends on the crowds. If there's a good crowd and we're having a good time, I might hang a little longer here. I might venture on over to the next one. I don't know.
The Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. If you are in fact thinking, now there's a woman I'd like to have at my eclipse party.
Yeah, she's got to be there.
You can text Erin the info, give her a little directions. Trust me, she'll be there.
Yeah.
So, to review once again, our 78.2 or 0.6 coverage of the sun by the moon today will begin a little bit later this morning. The peak time is what time?
1:17 our time.
And then so it's basically a couple of hours before, a couple of hours after.
Mm-hmm.
The tunnel of totality will extend from the northwestern portion of the USA, say Washington, Oregon, and just sort of draw a line from Washington across the center of the USA down to Georgia and South Carolina.
Yep.
That's the line.
University Elementary is trying to break a Guinness World Record for viewing. They're trying to have over 1,000 students watch it at the same time.
Have you seen in Missouri and a couple of other places?
These traffic jams.
No, they're canceling school.
I know people are camping out and you can't get a campground.
Because they don't want the kids. They don't want the risk of one of the kids looking at the sun. They are doing it literally to avoid the possibility of a parental lawsuit.
Because my son watched the sun.
28 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Traffic update coming up right now. Here's Ruben, live on KEEL.
Hearn Avenue and Hollywood Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now, and we have some traffic delays on Barksdale Boulevard near Hamilton Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast, a spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
KEEL News now.
Some supermarket lines were getting long in Missouri over the weekend because of today's solar eclipse. Lots of people trying to buy those special eclipse glasses that protect your eyes.
I'm actually pretty excited. I wasn't excited at first, but then everybody keeps talking about it, and now I'm kind of hyped up for it.
The solar eclipse will start in the Pacific Northwest and follow a diagonal straight path toward the southeast. Locally, the prime viewing time is 1:17 in the afternoon. You can get a full list of the best places to watch the eclipse on our website, KEELnews.com. Small group of people gathered downtown to support the employees fired from Cyport due to the center's merger with the Planet Aqua Group. Matt Arundel, who's the organizer of the march, says it's important that employees that work and live here have a voice. Last week, it was announced that all 72 Cyport workers would be laid off, and the local Children's Museum would close after September 4th and not reopen until near the end of the year. A man has died in a car crash in Shreveport. Bobby Morris died after rolling over his pickup truck on Jefferson Page Road. The deputies say speed was a factor in the wreck. A missing boy is found. Matt Parker has that.
A 2-year-old boy has been found unharmed after he was taken from a casino in Bossier City. According to police, the mother of the child went into the Horseshoe and left the boy in the SUV with her boyfriend, Benjamin Ashcraft. When the mother came back, the SUV was gone. A few hours later, the boy and the SUV were found in Shreveport. Police are still looking for Ashcraft. If you know his whereabouts, call detectives at 741-8665. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Shreveport police searching for answers in the death of a man in our community. His body was found in a parked car in the driveway of a home on Meriwether Road. Voter registration week begins today. Louisiana was one of the first states in the nation to implement an easy, convenient online portal. Tom Shedler says voters must register by September 13th to vote in the October 14th election. He says this week is also an opportunity to make sure your records are up to date.
Good time also to just check your records. I mean, you may have moved. Maybe because you haven't been really an active voter, you may find yourself in an inactive status. Register a voter may be getting mail returned from you.
Comedian Jerry Lewis has died. He was 91 when he passed away at his Vegas home. He was known for films like The Nutty Professor, as well as his Labor Day weekend telethon to raise money for muscular dystrophy. He and former partner Dean Martin also starred in the Colgate Comedy Hour back in 1950.
Well, because everybody dances, and I always go to parties, you see, Mr. Martin. I sit in the corner, and I don't dance with girls. They call me a wallflower. But if you teach me how to dance, then I'll go to a new party sometime next week, and I'll have all the girls. Boy, wow.
Lewis was surrounded by his family when he died. Preseason camp is over for the LSU Tigers, as today's the first day of school. Coach Orgeron says he has yet to name a starting quarterback. Now, in last Saturday's scrimmage, Danny Etling threw for 168 yards and 3 TDs, while true freshman Miles Brennan threw for 122 yards and a TD. Coach O on how the passing game improved during camp.
I think our play-action passing game has improved. Our ability to throw the deep ball has improved. We still have some work to do on our pass protection. Intermediate passing game is not where we want it to be yet, but it's getting better.
Cloudy today. We could see a shower popping up, 94 for the high. Right now, 76. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
With all due respect,
I know,
to the late Jerry Lewis.
So bad. I'm sorry.
If you don't stop trying to do a Jerry Lewis impression.
Wow. I'm trying. I was mixing up Jerry Lewis and Coach O.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Because they sound so incredibly similar.
I don't know what that was supposed to be.
I have had not a drop of coffee today, and I'm going nuts.
Here's the interesting thing. Well, first of all, you drink decaf.
Yeah, but still, at least it's something.
Well, here's the deal.
To wet my whistle.
It's you drink decaf.
Yeah.
With
I think they're lying to us.
About 45 squirts of the high fructose corn syrup creamer.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
And about
I'm gonna crash.
In fact, I the times I've made your coffee and I say, how do you want it? How much sugar do you want? You say, until it won't dissolve. Your coffee.
That is so not true.
Your
You're
coffee
lying.
is a science experiment in solubility.
You are so mean.
So I sent you both 1017
Yeah.
FM 710 Keel. The photo I sent you is from the movie Man with the X-Ray Eyes with Ray Milland.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you who may be familiar
that's freaky.
with that movie, you don't have to look.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are not, trust me on this, Google right now, Ray Milland, Milland, if you're at your laptop. Ray Milland, Man with the X-Ray Eyes. And the photos you see of Ray Milland in said cinematic classic will be what will happen to you if you look at the sun today without your eclipse glasses.
That's creepy. They turn black.
Exactly.
I'm not liking this.
And he's looking at the sun as though he's proclaiming, what have I done?
But he has X-ray eyes. Now that means he can see through everything.
Chowderhead. Well, see, now you
Wouldn't you want to see through walls?
Now you want to talk about the movie. It's basically about a scientist who develops these eye drops. And he's a scientist, and he develops these eye drops that give him X-ray vision. And at first, he can see, like, naked women.
Yeah.
Then, instead of stopping, which bluntly put, where I would have quit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have shut it down right there.
You're good with that,
I'd say,
yeah.
Science is freaking awesome.
Yeah, let's stop here.
Oh, no. So he kept using the eye drops. And
Yeah.
the next thing you know, he can see like skeletons.
Oh.
But he didn't stop there.
Oh, no.
So then he does more eye drops, and he's seeing through walls, and it gets to the point where he just becomes this monster who really can't see anything, where he can't see anything because he has X-ray vision, and he crashes into stuff and goes crazy, and his eyes turn into that.
Oh, that's gross. Don't look at the eclipse today.
Because
Directly.
you're turning to Ray Milland.
Yes.
Man with the X-ray eyes.
You can see through women's clothes.
A fate better than death. It's 838, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. There's a couple of promos in that segment.
Oh, boy.
Traffic update just ahead. Now let's do it now. Ruben, looking ready. Right now on Keel.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic at the intersection of Uri Drive and East Kings Highway due to construction. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Hey, I'm
It is 8:42. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. The Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. And don't forget, we are streaming on the vid. Is the camera on me?
It is on you.
I don't want to mug for the camera unless it's on me. Put it on Erin. She can mug for.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's awesome. Jerry Lewis, it's incredible.
Hi, how you doing? Wow.
You can. That sounds like, what is it?
That's
Mickey
bad.
Mouse?
Elmo.
I need to work on. I can do Elmo.
No, you really can't.
Elmo loves you.
Well,
Elmo really loves you, Robert.
God, go drink some coffee now,
Elmo
and
wants
do
you
it
to
at
count
Cracker
to
Barrel,
3.
and do it at Cracker
In
Barrel.
Dallas.
I was going to say Mexico. You're way too nice.
We have had the mess and the resulting even messier from Charlottesville, which was a week ago. And I sort of said at the time, and boy, is it happening, that the definition of racism and Nazism or Nazi sympathizer. Hell, you and I both last week called Nazi sympathizers. If you right now in America dare to say that the Antifa people just might be as dangerous as the white supremacists, that maybe they were both at fault at Charlottesville, that makes you, in the eyes of the media and those on the left, a Nazi sympathizer, and you too must be marginalized.
Holy moly.
Now, as we have seen in the last 10 or 11 days, the definition of Nazi sympathizer, fascist, and racist expand even more to anybody who dares to criticize Antifa. Now, what does that have to do with the National Football League? ESPN is just one media outlet because they're about the biggest. And the stance is right now regarding Colin Kaepernick. If you don't think that any team, follow me on this,
okay.
If you don't think that any team that doesn't sign Colin Kaepernick is racist, then you are a racist also.
I saw that. This is just getting nuts.
In much the same way. No, it's Saul Alinsky stuff. Brand your opponent and then expand the definition of that which you brand him to involve all your enemies. Like, for example, Erin McCarty, Nazi sympathizer because you dared to be critical. Hell, you were a Nazi sympathizer last week by accident because you used the word
colored
in a news story.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a news story you wrote.
It wasn't about skin color.
And it was a quote from John Bell.
Yes.
And yet people were saying, there you go. Keel being Nazi sympathizers, white supremacists with coded racial buzzwords in their newscasts. I'm not making that up. If you were listening Friday, we did a couple of segments on it.
Yep.
Where it was John Bell talking about David Duke and how, what was it? He didn't want the state colored by the disgrace or the bad publicity or whatever that David Duke brings. And somebody sent me this Facebook message that they could read between your lines, young lady.
And I put that there on purpose.
Your journalistic lines, so you could say colored and keep the black man down. I mean, literally, I'm not exaggerating. It was crazy.
Some people are crazy. They really are.
Well, right now, according to ESPN specifically, and the guy that started it, Max Kellerman, on Thursday or Friday, he basically said that any team that doesn't sign Colin Kaepernick, they're not signing him because they're racist. And he called for white players to join with Kaepernick in his protest of America. Over the weekend, that expanded to what I just mentioned. If you think that Colin Kaepernick, let me rephrase because it's complicated in my own limited 84 IQ brain, which, by the way, is what it really is. I don't want to talk about that. It gets me too depressed and confused. But if you don't think that the reason that the teams that aren't signing Kaepernick, if you don't think that he's not being signed because they're racist, you're a racist too. maybe a white supremacist, maybe a Nazi sympathizer. So you said you saw that. What did you see?
What do you mean, what did I see?
You said, I saw that on ESPN.
I saw that there were going to be some other players who might not play and who are saying that they may not play because Colin doesn't have a team. I'm like, come on. You're making multi-millions of dollars. Do your job. Don't get into all this political mess.
Now, I've got mixed feelings about that because in much the same way and we had the story from Huffington Post from 2009 that referred to the 1977 Nazi marches in Skokie in Chicago. And the ACLU lawyer was writing in Huffington Post only 8 years ago how he still feels like the Nazis should be allowed to march if they march peacefully.
Right.
Kaepernick is the First Amendment lets him do that. But at some point, I guess the chips are going to fall where they may.
Yeah.
And some players and some journalists, but to expand the definition of racism to anybody who feels, what was it his girlfriend said about, what was the guy's name?
Steve Bisciotti.
Okay, see, I almost said Steve Buscemi, who's the actor. No, it's Biscotti, who's the owner
Bisciotti.
Okay, what's his first name?
Steve.
Steve Bisciotti, who's the owner of the Ravens. They worked him out, considering him for the backup quarterback because they needed a guy.
Right.
And the day after they worked him out, his girlfriend, i.e. Kaepernick's, called the Ravens a racist organization, said that Biscotti was like a plantation owner, and referred to retired, is he in the Hall of Fame yet, Ray Rice?
You mean Ray Lewis? I'm not
Ray
sure.
Lewis, I'm sorry, Ray Lewis, soon to be Hall of Fame linebacker Ray Lewis as an Oreo and Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Had the job in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Blew it.
Speaking of, and you just said something with which I do not. It's what? I got to go? We'll save this for tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll save this for tomorrow. Athletes who won't go to the White House because you, Erin McCarty, you don't understand their pain. 849, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Here comes a traffic update right now. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic at the intersection of Uri Drive and East Kings Highway due to construction. And we have some traffic delays on Bentonville Road just north of East Texas Street in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. A spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
1017 FM and 710 KEEL. Get more breaking news and trending talk at KEELnews.com. KEELnews.com.
It is 8 before 9 o'clock. Keel Sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. The Saints snapped a 10-game preseason losing streak with a 13-7 win over the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. New Orleans rookie running back Alvin Kamara burst through a hole on the left side created by rookie tackle Ryan Ramczyk on the team's first play from scrimmage and darted 50 yards for the touchdown. Will Lutz added a pair of field goals, and the Saints' defense was stellar throughout the game to notch the win. That Dennis Allen D held the Chargers to 158 yards in total offense, racked up 8 sacks, and recorded a whopping 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Saints stalwarts Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Adrian Peterson were all held out at the game. The Rangers are now 2.5 games out of the wild card race after losing to the White Sox Sunday 3-2. Rougned Odor's 2-run homer in the ninth was all the offense that Texas could muster. And the Astros made 2 errors on one play in the top of the first that resulted in 2 Oakland runs, and that helped the A's avoid a sweep against the Astros with a 3-2 win. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.854, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Erin total eclipse of the heart McCarty.
And Powerball winner.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday. 650, dude.
$650 million.
Million smackerinis.
So you'd probably walk away. Your one-time payout's probably, what, $350?
$350,
Okay,
yeah.
so after taxes, 40% of that, you're looking at about $200 million.
Yeah, I could be all right.
You know, I have a plan for Erin to actually win this time.
Do you?
And I think it's foolproof because
Okay.
personally, I don't think she's committed enough.
Oh,
No.
man.
Listen to this. If you talk to like celebrities and people, professional athletes,
Yes.
those guys commit to it. You know, they give up everything they have in their life to go
I
after
should
their
start
dream.
selling stuff.
No, you should start buying things. Get a loan to buy a yacht, buy a new mansion.
How'd you know I'd search for yachts this weekend?
Lucky guess.
See,
I was
here
thinking
was
the
my
most
point.
insane thing.
You'll see a lot of times, and there's a book written about it, and basically the simple premise is that if you want to be great at something,
Yeah.
you have to spend 10,000 hours practicing it. You've seen that. You've seen that. I think you are approaching 10,000 hours looking for vacation homes, yachts.
I am.
Private planes. Houses in the
land,
mountains.
yeah,
Yes, exactly. For when you win the lottery.
Yeah.
So,
But you know what I did this weekend? I changed things up.
Oh boy.
I've got a list. I'm going to give to 100 charities when I win.
let me see if I understand this. In an attempt to alter your religious mojo, what you did was rather than look at private planes or,
yes.
or vacation homes,
I flipped the script on this baby.
or Lamborghinis,
Yes.
you're listing the charities
That's going to get a piece of the pie.
that you will donate to in hopes that the Lord will look down at you
I
and
think
go,
this is what finally, Erin, you got it. Now I can finally let you win.
Buying prayers wasn't enough. Now she's
No.
going to charity work.
Yeah.
It's 8:56, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Back tomorrow morning, 6 till 9. Right now, Kim Commando coming up on Keel.
Are you ready for top Hollywood films in your home while they're still in theaters? Kim Commando with your Monday Digital Consumer Tech Update. 2017 has been a nightmare for America's movie theaters. The biggest chains, AMC, Regal, and Cinemark, have lost $1.3 billion in value this year alone. It's a combination of box office disasters like King Arthur, the dumb remakes of Baywatch and Chips, and a host of other forgettables like Ghost in the Shell. That, together with the impact of Netflix and Amazon, equals millions of empty seats. So now, after months of negotiation, Apple and cable provider Comcast are about to announce movies currently showing in theaters direct to your home. 2 weeks after release, you'll rent a new film for $30 to $50. It may sound steep, but it's not, especially considering the cost of the tickets, popcorn, candy, drinks, and parking. Theaters are raising Cain, but no one's listening because the big studios themselves are drowning in red ink. All the tech news is updated all the time at news.komando.com. That's KOMANDO. It's that time of year again. Yeah, you know, back to school. And if you have kids, I bet you've already printed out their school supply list. And how did it print? Are you running low on ink? Well, instead of buying another ink cartridge, add the Epson EcoTank 4550 wireless all-in-one printer to your school supply list. This awesome printer has a huge refillable ink tank, and that means cartridge-free printing. This printer comes with enough ink right in the box to print up to 2 years, or get this, 8,500 pages without having to buy new ink. Think of how many school projects and supply lists you can print. We use the Epson EcoTank here at my show. Seriously, the ink tank is so huge that we haven't even had to refill it yet. Could you imagine that? You really need to check out the Epson EcoTank 4550. Learn more right now by going to epson.com/ecotank. That's epson.com/ecotank. Epson, exceed your vision.
101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. You'll hear all the news our city is talking about. If you think about changing the dial, we'll slap your hand. Breaking news and trending talk. 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEELnews.com.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on North Market near North Common Street. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast, a spotty afternoon thunderstorm, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy today, high 94. Just a few clouds, low 75 tonight, sunshine and hot tomorrow. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.